What's up, creeps? It's Jason, a.k.a. the Pope of Pain and the co-owner of Terror Trader. That's right. Terror Trader is the only year-round horror marketplace here in spooky-ass Chandler, Arizona. That's right. Come down. Get your creep on.
Stay a while.
Stay a while. Hey, to my left is my good friend, my East Coast ghost, the man with many hats and many cats.
Oh.
How about that, right?
Hey.
JDK. What's up, dude?
You're on your P's and Q's here in the new year.
Well, look, this is our first long-form podcast, right? We've done in our studio. So we've done a few crypt cuts and whatnot, right? So these, these 10-minute longers, but we're going to do a full-on. Let's go. We're doing an hour. We're doing a podcast and see how this goes. Hopefully our equipment holds up. And if you are not watching this on YouTube, you're like, I don't watch YouTube, I boycott YouTube or something. I don't know why you would, but
right.
We will have this on Spotify and where else you listen to your favorite podcast.
Spare yourselves from probably the sites.
Yeah. Look, we ain't pretty sometimes, man. But today I'm actually I might shed the jacket.
Oh,
here.
nice! This is a very pro wrestling like intro right here. Nice, dude.
I'm let's go. Let's get the camera here on me. How did I get the camera on me? Look at this thing. Look at this shirt. Look at this. This is our Christmas to us member shirt.
I got branding over here. This is the new Terror Trader
hoodie.
hoodie.
Look, Justin's got the new Terror Trader hoodie.
Come get some.
Now, look, if you're listening to this on Spotify or wherever and you're like, I don't see any of this, jump on board the YouTube train, my friends, and check it out, all right? All right, that's the last plug I do for YouTube, all right? So, or don't. And the funny thing is this podcast probably, something will go wrong, and there'll be no video. And people will be listening to this going, well, I look for your video. Working out kinks here, ladies and gentlemen. So
it's episode 1.
It is. Yeah, I guess you want to say, right? But I do dig this.
We're innovated. Yeah.
I love this. So
I do too.
Okay, why are we here today, Justin?
Which is a great question.
Yes.
Why are we here today?
Because we got to thinking. Now look, how can I say this nicely? We're getting old, all right? Although it's I would say at least once a week, someone comes in the shop and thinks I'm your dad.
This is a thing that happens here.
Look, stop it.
Yeah,
okay?
Stop it. It turns my day really bad. Okay.
So. I'm like, what? He's like, how long has you and your son worked here? I'm like, motherfucker. Okay, all right. But look, full transparency. I'm 50. All right, a lot of people are watching this. You're like, well, my dad's 50. That's right. I'm your dad's age. So, and Justin is mid 30s, something.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So, what I'm getting at here is. We've been around this world a few times. We've circled this world. We went some decades in the horror world. So we just didn't turn horror fans last night or something like this, right?
Right.
And what you liked as a kid.
Yes.
It's not really what you like today.
It's not my favorite today. No.
Correct. Yeah. So it's a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? Just your taste change.
It's a journey, and
I like that.
What got me into this journey?
A journey.
You're right. It's not so much what I'm watching today. It's not my go-to today.
Yeah, and which is weird because we didn't even think about this, but we're like, why don't we do a Neo top 5 horror franchises and a Neo top 5 horror icons? All right, so Neo means new. So just in case, you never know, man.
We need a breaking news.
Look, yeah. So look, we're also teaching. This is like school here. We're doing our best here. So, and kind of compare that to what we used to like, And
yes.
No, we didn't do an old school list because I really don't remember what I liked when I was 14.
No.
But I do have an idea of a few things. Well, what we'll do after, and Justin, I don't know if I put you on the spot on this one, man, but after we do our top 5s, I want to hit you up with, like, what was your number 1 in both categories as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, that's easy.
You know what I'm saying?
We're good.
Okay, and all that stuff, and kind of see where all this goes here. So, but yeah, so this is interesting. Like I said, it's funny because I'm doing this. The way my tastes have changed, there's no fucking way that this list would have flown back in the mid 80s or even in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? When I was like a young strapping lad, in my 20s. Yeah,
I'm actually really curious though for you because we all know the story here. We know the story with the Friday the 13th Part 3 in the drive-in.
Yes.
We know the Texas Chainsaw Massacre impact.
Yes.
I can't imagine a world where those movies still aren't your favorites today. I know you've got quite the palette. You love you some Full Moon and some Trauma.
I do.
But I'm very curious to see kind of how you've grown.
Look, That's why you're stay tuned and find the fuck out, right? That's a FAFO. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So, but no, this is good. And actually, I want to know yours, right?
Yeah.
As a someone who's 15 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't feel it.
Yeah. The funny thing is like I love when Justin's getting now. He's starting to get a little bit of age where shit's hurting.
Yes.
Right. I swear to God, you've beaten cancer like 45 times.
And diabetes.
Since you've worked here. Justin come in and is like, oh, my lips are chapped, man. What's going on? And he just moved to the fucking desert, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I think I got lip cancer. And I'm like, first off, I don't think that exists, but maybe it does. I don't know.
I am a #survivor.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know where to go with that, dude. So, so yeah, as you're getting older, so I'm very curious on your top 5. So, what do you want to do first? You want to go the neo horror franchises?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go franchises.
Franchise.
Okay. So we'll just go We'll do 5s, 4s, 3s, 2, 1s.
Sure.
Nothing groundbreaking here, man. So, but I'm really curious. So I'll start.
Okay.
I'll kick things off. And like I said, this is what I'm into now, right?
Right.
If I had a top 5 franchises, and we're doing franchises over 3 movies, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
That's fine. Yeah. You have 2 movies. I don't know if that's really a franchise yet. You're like, you're coming up in the minor leagues still.
Right.
Once you hit 3 films, you've hit the big leagues and you're in.
You need a few more at bats. I get you.
I'm gonna go right off the bat, dude. Number 1 for me, or number 5. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Jesus, it's early. I'm drinking coffee. This is like my 14th coffee today. By the way.
He's caffeined up. We're ready.
Is Maniac Cop. I am. The more I watch this series, and there's only 3, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I think there's only 3 of these. The more I watch this, the more I'm starting to fall in love with this fucking franchise, man. Which it had Bruce Campbell, by the way, in the first 2.
Yeah.
But I think Part 3 is one of my favorites.
Part 3 might be my favorite.
And if you guys haven't watched Maniac Cop, man, I don't know what to tell you because you need to get out there. It's wild. It's very 80s, early 90s feely, and all that stuff. But it's legit. It's okay. If you had a cop that, say a top cop, one of those guys who's just, silver shining light, bust everybody, and then all of a sudden, powers to be don't like him, and they kind of double cross you, left you for dead, right? Put you in they charge you somehow with something, and now you get thrown into prison. What do you think is going to happen in prison?
Yeah.
You're going to get the good news, right? Yeah. Shower time is not going to be as enjoyable as it is back in the civilian world, right?
No.
So, or maybe it is.
I guess it depends.
Yeah. So this what turns, the maniac cop and the maniac cop dies, right? And then comes back supposedly. Well, anyway, but
Sure.
you guys, we're not going to give you guys the whole premise and all that stuff. Most of you have seen this before, so
I hope.
yeah, and but I love this franchise, man, and I'm eating it up lately. I went through 1 through 3 again over this holiday season.
Yeah.
And shit, man, it's just more and more that dude with the jaw. I wish I knew his name. I can't remember his name, but that jaw that dude's got is dope, man. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say for the longest time, part 1 and 2, of course, Bruce Campbell. We all love Bruce Campbell.
Right.
That's all I watched, and by the way, loved. But for the longest time, I avoided 3. And shame on me because 3 might be my favorite installment.
For sure.
No joke.
No, you're right. It's damn good.
It's a great addition to this list. I want to say though, when you were a kid, was Maniac Cop still was that on the radar yet?
No, not really. Honestly, no, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I probably watched part 1. But it wasn't until the 2000s till I really dove into this.
Sure.
And even then, I didn't really. It was good.
Yeah.
But then I would probably watch these at least 5-6 times a piece, and I'm like, "Fuck, this is good. This is in my top 5 because I respect the filmmaking.
Sure.
It's New York horror.
Come on,
you can't
baby.
go wrong with that.
And all these movies on our list, they all have replay value. And Maniac Cop's got
Yes.
some crazy replay value.
For sure. So, all right, what's your number 5?
Yeah, you said something about the holidays you watched in this holiday season. For me, I'm going right to the holiday season, the Silent Night, Deadly Nights.
Oh man. Okay, I just watched part 4 the other day.
Part 4 might be my favorite, dude.
It had Clint Howard in it.
Yes.
It is the weirdest shit ever, man.
It's a fever dream, dude.
It is like I'm sitting there. Gina Marie came in and she caught a few. She's never seen it,
Gina.
but she's just like, "What is this?" And then she'll see Clint Howard, and then what's his name?
Yeah, don't ask me, dude.
Anyway, I lose the name. But there's a lot of stars in this, man. Part 4, but
a lot of B stars. For sure.
But it's okay, B stars
for sure.
But it's a shit show. It is like so wild, but
it's very like sleazy and
totally.
It's
a lot of triple B in that. Man.
A lot of triple B.
Yeah. So. But no, Silent Night, Deadly Night, there's 5 of them, I think.
There's 5 of them.
Is there 5? Okay.
There's 5 that I know of. There probably is 6.
Good point.
But so you have the really sleazy, weird, obscure B-movie studded part 4.
Yeah.
You have the we just had the 2 Santa Clauses from part 1 and 2 out here.
Yeah, that was super rad, man. Having both out there, which is cool as hell.
Eric Freeman,
I love them both, Brian, and I love Eric. They're great guys, man. And going 2 is just great too,
2's phenomenal.
Garbage Day, that whole scene is just so fucking weird, man.
Wild,
I actually love it. I love it. Dude.
As slashers, they have everything I want. Once again, triple B's, check.
Check. Yep.
And it kind of ruins or makes your holiday season.
It kind of does, yes. So, all right, good.
It's
I like that top 5. I don't know if that would have been my top 5 as a kid, but
definitely not.
Because that was in process as we were going, you know what I'm saying? And the 80s, 90s. Okay. Number 4. Now look, this one, a lot of thought process went into this, and but I got to get back to my roots.
Okay.
I'm going Wrong Turn.
Oh, nice.
I like this franchise, dude. This franchise is just. I don't know. Once again, it's West Virginia, right? So I get it, right? I'm from West Virginia, but I've seen West Virginia inbreeding before.
You've seen it?
It's legit.
It happens.
Yeah, these are cast. These actors are not really actors. These are actually real people they've casted.
It's a documentary.
Maybe not, but no. A lot of stereotypes going on in West Virginia, and I love that they exploited that, right?
Yeah.
Now, is there really that inbred looking? I don't know. Maybe there is, dude. But the thing I like about this is it could happen.
And that's what got me about this movie, dude.
Yeah. If you've ever driven through West Virginia, it's not hard to take the wrong turn, right? And no pun intended. But and there's some places I won't even go in West Virginia, right?
No. And
this is not doesn't matter what color you are or what you do, this and that. It's just if you don't belong, you don't belong, right? So it's like, hey boy, that type of stuff. It's like if I don't see you around this parts and you all tattooed up, forget it, dude. You're done like dinner, right?
Okay.
And there's plenty of episodes, and even in the remake of, or I guess it's a remake or the most modern version. I don't know when that came out, 21, 22. Anyway, later 2000s. It had a different twist to it. It had a more of a cultish twist to it, but I didn't mind it. It was kind of wild. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, you still dug it?
Yeah, I think it was all right. It was my favorite, by the way. The very first one's my favorite, man. It's just vicious, man. So,
wasn't Henry Rollins in part 2 or 3?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they would. Now look, like in any franchise, you get in the middle of these things, and sometimes it gets muddied up a little bit, right? And it gets to we're kind of running out of ideas and all that shit. So
hence you get Henry Rollins. Yeah.
There you go. So, but I love the Wrong Turn series. It's an easy.
Great.
The reason I say this, it's not like these are barn burners. These are crazy. This is just fun, easy to watch movies. And if you just want some gore and some just good kind of slasher-ish with a little bit of mutant inbred, Wrong Turn, baby.
Right on, baby.
All right, what do you got for number 4?
We're gonna hop on the full moon train. We're gonna go to subspecies. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm not a big vampire guy. I think on all of our episodes here, this has been discussed. But if I want that really brooding, very just dark and ambient type vampire movie, I'm going to subspecies.
No, and great call on that too, because the way we've said it 1,000 times, the shadow play, the way they move, Radu moves in this, and just it is pure vampire lore.
It is.
And I love that part of it because it's, once again, you're getting all the tropes. You're getting all the stuff that you've learned about vampires, and they're putting it in a nice, cool Romanian set look, and all that
very,
stuff.
Very Transylvanian. It's very immersive. You talk about the shadow work a lot in that movie, and it's tremendous, right? I actually feel like I'm inside of a goddamn castle while watching this. And his mother, mommy.
Oh, man.
Dude, come on. Is she not one of the coolest characters in that whole entire franchise?
100%. Yeah.
Amazing.
No, it's very good, man. Yeah.
And not your typical full moon movie, by the way.
No.
It's not really a jokey type movie. It takes itself seriously.
Where a lot of full moons are, you're getting Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man versus Demonic Toys versus whatever else Charlie Band could throw in to make a buck, man. Right?
Sure.
Which I'm
respect, CB.
Total respect, because I love this dude, man. I'm hoping one day, it is a life goal of ours to be. Wow, there's a fly that's just. What is this, Amityville?
I saw Jason's instincts kick in. He almost just
fly. So if I get attacked by a fly doing this thing, holy shit! All right, so we are next to, we're right, like really, really close to the Oddies tomb. So
this is true. And
we all seen Amityville.
There's
right?
some things brewing over there right now.
Oh shit! Yes, sir.
But yeah, so Subspecies Man, this one had to be on the list because there's 5 movies. Actually, is there 6 now, or was that the 5th?
Yeah, because no, was it 5? We just came out.
Was it 5 that just came? Yeah, 4. Let's just call it 4.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because the last one kind of fell a little bit short for me, man. But once again, we're not judging it one movie at a time. We're judging this as a whole.
Right.
And as a whole,
they gave me 4 movies that I love.
Subspecies, man, Bloodstone, Bloodlust,
Blood whatever.
To get blood donation. I mean, they got everything, right?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, give me Radu and the gang. Subspecies,
so,
baby.
All right.
Number 3.
Good call. Number 3. This is where I go back. I'm going back old school, dude. I love it. I cannot not have Friday the 13th in my series.
Yeah.
So when it gets to campy horror, right? I think everybody needs a campy horror in the top 5, right? So, and I've told this story 1,000 times. I'm not going to tell you about my Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D at the Jungle Drive-In in November, cold in the back, watching this in my first real 3D movie.
That's lore, though, baby.
That is. So that always sticks with me. Now. Growing up, this was definitely a 1 or 2 for me, right?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I fell in love, and I still love it. I mean, I watched Part 10 the other day on, and just how they can swing Jason in space, and like you don't even care.
You don't care.
You get more butthurt about the title, right?
Yeah.
Like what? A Jason in space, and then you watch it, you forget all about it. You're like, this is great, this is awesome, and it all makes sense. Space Marines, you know what I'm saying? Scientific research, and they're all, they're very greedy,
Yep.
and when they should have just killed Jason off and cut him into 1,000 pieces, but no, we're gonna make money off this guy like he's a fucking sideshow, thing or whatever. And look what happens. The same thing happens every time. You do something bad, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but no, I think, or if I just want to go straight back to straight campy Crystal Lake type of stuff, man, you got plenty of those before it got really weird, and you get a
Manhattan.
I like Manhattan too.
Manhattan's good.
When you start really stretching the story, right?
Right, but it was kind of weird though, right? Like Manhattan, we all love it.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, Jason was like on the rooftop, Rocky and some dude.
That was great. Yeah, knocked his block off, literally.
Yeah.
And which, respect, dude. That's a hard shot.
But you are right. I never actually thought about it like that. But Jason is very versed. He is in space. He is in New York. He is in
I think that's a sign of a well-rounded franchise, right? Where you could put Michael Myers hasn't been in space yet.
He hasn't.
Not a lot of people. Leprechaun, space.
Space.
He knew it was up, right? And the Hood. So it's actually been, it's kind of like Jason. He went to the Hood a little bit too. You know what I'm saying?
Honorable mention of Leprechaun.
Yeah, Leprechaun. So anyway, I gotta have Friday the 13th in my top 5. So right in the middle, number 3 for me. Money.
Beautiful. From one mainstay to another, I would throw Evil Dead on this list. Because
shit, yeah, dude.
Much like yourself, Friday the 13th was a huge part of your childhood.
Yes.
And for myself, for a lot of us, for you included,
yes.
Evil Dead was a huge part of my. I mean, that was the first movie that kept me up at night.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even the first one. I saw Part 2 first.
Yeah.
And it just my age at the time, but seeing his girlfriend, wife at the time, just
sure.
dancing around through the keyhole. It was one of the scariest scenes I've ever seen. It kept me up for nights.
Still a frightening, or the whole series is frightening. I mean, there's not a bad movie. We've said this before on mics, but there's not a bad movie in the franchise. Dude,
there's not.
So
the remake in 2012, something like that, somewhere along those lines. Then you have the Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, 2013 was that. I think that was. But then
Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, 1, the TV show Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah, I mean, so they're killing it all over the place with this, and show me a franchise that doesn't have a bad movie, and you're not, because most of them do. But Evil Dead, I I like them all. So
and it was for me. It was also the first movie that got me invested into like a specific character that wasn't a Jason, a Michael, a Freddy.
For sure,
it was Ash.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And a great character, man.
Tremendous.
And great casting, by the way, too. Because if you put anyone else as Ash, right? I mean, and don't get me wrong. There's tons of people they could have thrown in as Ash. I don't think it would have lasted. I don't think it would have been as good because Bruce can just he steered that ship where it needed to go.
Charisma,
with,
baby.
Sam Raimi behind him. You know what I'm saying? And it's that's a win right there. So yeah, Evil Dead.
That's a duo right there, Sam Raimi.
I would say that's in probably most people's top 5 franchises, whether it's retro or neo. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
Yeah, I personally. So unfortunately, it's not in mine. So. Actually, it should be. Once again, this list will probably change tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
so,
and crazy. It's 5. We only get 5 cracks at this.
That is true. Yeah, and but this is the beauty of horror.
Sure.
We can get away with this stuff. So, all right, we're on number 2.
Yeah,
number 2. I'm fast forwarding to future here.
Okay.
All right, and I got through the Conjureverse in this, man. This is. For modern movies as a whole, nothing has really pulled me in, and I'm generally excited for any of the Conjureverse movies come out. Nun 2 was the most recent.
Of course,
we got Conjuring 4 coming, and this
Last
year,
Rites, baby.
Yeah, it's Last Rites, which is cool.
What a title!
But every single one of them, even like the ones that are not, like La Llorona was kind of, I guess, down, and Conjuring 3 were both kind of at the bottom of that.
Yeah.
They're still really good movies, man.
I'm still a fan.
You know what I'm saying?
Even Part 3, Devil Made Me Do It, still love it.
Yeah. I agree. I agree on that too.
As we continue on with this, though, could I just merge mine? Because that is my number 2 as well.
Is it
so
yours?
Can we just merge this?
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
I figured me and you would have a little bit of crossover on this, man.
And this one is just a monolithic one because there's no movie I enjoy more, no franchise I enjoy more, just collectively to watch right now than The Conjuring.
Once again, it goes back to the Evil Dead thing. There's not really a bad movie in the bunch, right?
Sure.
And actually, I'm really hoping they expand the Annabelle series one more. Give me one more, just one more, dude. You know what I'm saying?
In space.
Or 5 more.
I don't care. Annabelle in space.
Yeah, Annabelle in space. You know what? With Elon Musk these days, anything could happen, right? Anybody can be a stowaway on his little Mars trip thing, or whatever he's doing, man. So, but no, I just love it. They're generally scary. I don't think there's not one that's not scary. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not a big blood person, I don't like gore. I don't like that. You don't get any of that really in.
Family friendly.
It kind of is, man.
I almost look at them like the modern day Poltergeist, and by that I'm not saying it's a movie equivalent to Poltergeist, but it's in the sense you could take your family to the theater. It's PG-13.
Yeah.
You're not going to see crazy gore. It's going to get you into horror.
Sure.
It's probably going to scare the shit out of you. It's the perfect date night movie.
Yes.
So,
okay, great date night movie.
You're right.
And and once again, you gather up your girl, your guy, 5 of them. I don't know what you guys are into these days, but when that shit gets scary, you're bundled up, right? And that's the beauty about horror, man. You can't do that in a action movie. Action movie, you want some space, right?
You do want some space.
Kung fu fighting. I'm doing all this shit, right?
Spin kick.
But when it comes to horror, especially paranormal style horror, no one does better than, and thank you James Wan, by the way, who kind of kicked this whole thing off, but and the actors are great too in there, you know what I'm saying, you from Bonnie Aarons to Formiga, whatever it is, everybody who plays in these movies are insane,
right?
So casted amazingly well. So okay, yeah, that's it. So now we're down to our number ones in our Neo top 5 horror franchises, and this was hard. Holy shit. This is hard, man. I didn't know. I had so many. I don't know where to go, but I'm like, what hits me? And no matter what time of day it is, no matter what time of year it is, one of these comes on, I stop in my tracks. And I've always stopped in my tracks since I was a kid, and that's the Phantasm series.
Oh,
man.
God.
Yeah, I have to put the Phantasm franchise as my number 1 because I love midnight spook shows. I love anything horror related, like down in the in the cemetery style stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? I love that, dude. And mortuary, and then the Tall Man and Reggie Bannister. I mean, just what a combination. This is good and evil fighting all the way until they're in a fucking nursing home.
Right.
Which was in number 5, they're in the freaking nursing home.
Then the only thing Reggie's fighting, can somebody just take Reggie out for a night, please. Come on.
Yeah, get that guy laid before he dies, okay?
Reggie.
Jesus
We're
Christ,
trying, baby.
Yeah. I just love it. They're fun. There's, you get the 3, you get the 4. Yeah, they get wacky, okay? But once again, rightfully so. You know what you're getting with a Phantasm movie, right?
Yep.
You're getting armies of the undead. You're getting a tall man. You're getting flying balls at your face.
That will just take all the blood from you.
Yes, exactly.
Those little creatures, right?
Yeah, you got the dwarves, the little minions that go around. I mean, you got everything, man.
Hearses.
Great cars. Great ponytails.
Yes.
Dude,
great walks.
Yeah.
Man. Just watching Angus Scrim walk. What a fantastic thing that is.
Phenomenal. And if you want to get wacky and go into another dimension, you're gonna get that too. You're going to the Red Planet where it's just looks like hell. Well, it is kind of hell.
It is kind of hell.
So I'm throwing right now as Jason Swore, owner of Terror Trader at I'm old. Jeez, I say 50. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Look, that's where I'm at.
Sure.
I'm at that. I love it, and this is where I'm at today. Now, that's what I was back in the 80s and 90s, but it doesn't matter. We're not talking about that. So what is your number one?
Sure. Number one, we're going, I think this is no surprise. This is Lucio Fulci and the Gates of Hell trilogy. We are going with the franchise. You're going City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, and House by the Cemetery.
Okay, rightfully so, though, man. It's besides you always waving that flag.
Yeah.
You always wave that flag.
I want to say, though, the thing that gets me most about these movies, I could be invested into them. Like, there's no nonsense. Cell phones down. I'm just enjoying them, paying full attention. Or I enjoy them just as much when I'm, getting busy work done. And I could just pay attention in the back. I ain't going to miss a thing. Mm-hmm. It's not driven by plot. It's just driven by visual. So you could just pick your head up at any time and just see some gnarly blood spill, some gut spill. Just really crazy imagery.
And I'm not a big soundtrack guy, but the most iconic soundtracks, I would say, outside of... just themes from, say, obviously we know the Halloween theme, right?
Yep.
And all that stuff. But outside all that stuff, maybe even the Phantasm theme you might recognize, The Exorcist stuff, you'll recognize that. But anytime any Italian music, soundtrack comes in, and that's, usually what Goblin or who else is
Fabio Frizzi,
whatever.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's really cool.
It's moody. And it's like, oh, okay.
You talk about atmosphere all the time. It really conjures that. And also, it's a horror shop, so we talk about, hey, one day we're going to be dead, and here's some songs we'd like to be lowered into the ground. And that would be mine. Any of that shit.
Okay,
Just put on, The Beyond on just the soundtrack only. I'm good with it. But these movies have it all for me, man. It's everything I love about horror. It's really cool special effects, which we all love.
Yep.
Whether you like Fulci or not, you like his movies or not, it's kind of irrelevant here when I'm just saying, you can't deny the fact that they're fun to watch.
100%.
They're just fun to watch.
They're good zombie movies. And, I know there's always a battle between me and you on American and Italian zombies, but City of the Living Dead is probably one of my favorite zombie movies. I ain't going to throw it. I ain't going to lie. It's just good. I like everything about that movie.
Right.
Some of the other ones, I'm like, okay, but...
And quickly, while I do like the Conjuring films more, I really do, the reason why I put this at number one is because, again, it's thoughtless. Every Monday, Tuesday, when we have off days, if I want to get some work done, they do just go on in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, I've watched them more than any other movie.
That's
so
good. No,
they have to follow.
That's a good top 5, man. Yeah. That's pretty rad. So maybe we'll list these out at the end, or either here or maybe online or something. I don't know.
All the Romero fans right now are like, are you kidding me? No day, dawn, and night. Are we serious? That's all right, though. We got you some.
Top 10, I would throw those in, right? But not top 5. Just because I like zombies, but I like other shit more.
Yeah, and that's a solid list, dude. Fantastic.
Okay, you guys can go down any of these 5 of each of us here. And actually, why don't you vote here, throw it online. If you watch this on YouTube or anything, or shoot us a DM. Which list is better on that?
Oh, I'm sure they'll come yell. I get it a lot.
Come yell. So, all right. Well, look, you can't have a franchise without having an icon.
Nope.
Okay. I guess you can. I guess. Final Destination.
I know you did. Oh, I guess you know what you did last summer.
No, I did. Last summer has the hook man, right?
Yeah,
the fisherman, right? But Final Destination, which. It was almost broke my top 5, by the way. I love all the Final Destinations. They're making another one. Part 6 is coming out, supposedly, right? And I'm super stoked about that.
Of course.
But there's no real... you're fighting death.
Yeah.
Death is invisible, though. You know what I'm saying? So you can't... There's not really any merch for Final Destination, which doesn't get much love. And there's not really an icon. Death could be the icon, but...
For sure.
A visual icon that you're wearing a mask, you're wearing a shirt, and all that stuff, So, so you got to have a top 5. Neo, because once again, I had my list as a kid. I think the list as a kid is pretty
It's pretty straightforward,
right? Yeah. I mean, in the 80s and 90s, there wasn't. I mean, you flew Freddy's flag, you flew Michael Myers' flag, you flew Jason Voorhees, Pinhead. You had your standards, and that probably will never change, and it's still probably a lot of people's today. A lot of people are just, if you started getting into horror, and you haven't really dove down to what I just went Wrong Turns, or you haven't went down to Maniac Cops, your top 5 is going to be filled with the Mount Rushmores.
Sure.
There's no doubt, right? So, so let's talk about what we like, what we're in today. Who are our 5, horror icons that we're just going to we're going to take to town? Right?
Would you like me to kick this one off for you?
Yeah,
this
you
time?
start with number 5.
I'll give you a start on this one.
Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead.
All right, so number 5, I'm going to go right to Trauma and go with the Toxic Avenger, who,
Yes.
I've looked up. I did a little research. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I do not see him on these icons lists anywhere
ever,
and I'm kind of not happy about it.
It's a damn shame.
It is a shame.
It's
Toxie,
a national
baby.
Tragedy.
And Jason's best friend, Uncle Lloyd, I think deserves to have his
love Uncle Lloyd, dude.
His Toxie on this list.
I'm gonna text him right now. Yeah. Okay.
So Toxie made the list.
Toxie made the list, though, and he should, man. And like I said, I mean, he's got a lot of movies going on, right? And, and he's an anti-hero.
Just going to bring that up. Thank you. That's the one cool thing about him is I think we could all see a little bit of ourselves in Toxie.
Yeah, he's not a deranged killer, which probably my list is probably full of all those, right? And
he's for the people.
He's there to do good things. He's dating a blind girl, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's everything's great, and which just shows you the love, because she can't see how deformed Toxie is, right? But she sure likes to, do a little, get a little something, right? And
but I did want to say though, for Trauma, for Toxie, and Lloyd, they are for the people.
They are for the people, and that is one thing Trauma is all about, right? I love when we got CB, right, Charlie Band, and we got Lloyd Kaufman together, and it was it wasn't good versus evil, it was rich versus poor, according to Lloyd Kaufman, right? And Lloyd's trying to sell Charlie a CD or a DVD for $60. He's like, you can afford it, He goes, well, I'm just gonna give you something for free, and he's like, no, yeah, you rich people in L.A., I love those two. The best combination is those two together, man.
Right.
It's the chemistry is so rad.
And they've been doing it longer than everybody.
Both of them. I mean, you got to think Charlie Band is. I mean, okay, he brought in home video, right?
Yeah.
First guy to distribute. Not only Halloween but Texas Chainsaw Massacre, to home video. Lloyd out there in this, late 70s, kicking off these really crappy movies and realized that, hey, people love blood and guts, so Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High. I mean, get out of here.
And between the two, you're talking probably close to 100 years of
totally, yeah. I
horror.
think 45 out of Lloyd and probably maybe more out of Charlie.
Probably more,
yeah. So there you go, man. Because Charlie has a family history of his dad was a producer, his brother's a composer, and all that. So it's in the family, which is rad. So, well, good number 5. Good number 5. Okay. My number 5. I gotta go. I'm going old school. I'm going. What got me into I'm talking Leatherface, man.
Yeah.
I love me some Leatherface. As of late, Leatherface. I mean, I know. You know what? The 2022 Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I went and watched it again. It's kind of grown on me a little bit, man. A little bit, man. I was not happy about that at all, right? Because they CG'd it up a lot and all that stuff. But I know. But I love me some Leatherface. Obviously, that was one of the really first movies I rented. It was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You guys remember the story? I've told it 1,000 times, but it was pretty rad to me, and I can't. It's tattooed in my brain, and so Leatherface will always be. He's burly, he's big, he wields a chainsaw, right? And I love that he really sticks with the chainsaw. Whereas Jason, you don't know if he's got a machete, an axe, a fucking spear, a spear gun. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff. But we're just kind of like Michael Myers. His staple is a butcher knife, right? Yeah, I like when they stick to their guns,
right?
or chainsaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Leatherface as my number 5.
The fact that he is number 5, I'm really curious about the next 4 for you because I thought he was.
This has changed
King
up.
of Kings.
You're gonna learn something about me you've never learned before.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
you're probably gonna do the
probably
same.
a Swiftie too.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Breaking news. But
Breaking news.
but for real though, from one kind of like wow to another.
Yeah.
Number 4, not something talked about often, but I'm going with Godzilla. So
whoa,
hear me out.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Hear me out here.
Is this the flavor of the month though for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Respect.
I just saw my first Godzilla movie 2 weeks ago.
I was getting ready to say that. I was like, this is something prior to I haven't seen it. Godzilla +1,
-1,
whatever.
No idea what the title is about.
You know, I think someone told me that that's about like the wars the Japanese have won, right?
Oh.
So like. I guess maybe I don't know the history, and guys, this is probably way wrong. All right, but I'm just going to say it because who cares? 6 people listening. So I think they beat the Chinese up, right?
Yep.
And won a war there. I don't know what that war was called. What it's called, the Japanese-Chinese War.
Yeah.
So that means they were +1. All right. World War II. Well, we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
Took an L there, right?
Yeah,
so that puts them at 0. And I guess -1 is because Godzilla just fucked him up.
Yeah, Godzilla.
He took Tokyo and made some shit happen. So I'm guessing that's why I could be way off on this.
Yeah,
man, so
I think that's a fact. So let's roll with it.
about that?
But let me just tell you something.
Yes.
I watched Godzilla in theaters, and since then I've seen about 10 films already.
Wow.
I went deep into
that's
this.
rabbit
dude.
hole stuff right there, man.
Big time.
Okay.
But shame on me for neglecting it. But again, this is a present day list.
Yeah.
And right now, there ain't nothing I'm more hotter on than Godzilla, baby.
Okay. Hey,
Also,
look, he's a legendary kaiju, bro. I mean, you can't go wrong with Godzilla.
what did you grow up reading when you were young? You probably read a Famous Monsters. You read or you looked? Do you read?
Oh, okay, sorry.
The Famous Monsters magazines.
Oh,
man.
yeah, okay, that's what I meant to say. Sorry.
So, I mean, Godzilla was all over the. Here's how
Yes.
ignorant I was. Whenever they would throw a Famous Monsters out and he was on the cover of those,
Yeah.
I would never buy them or read them. I was
really?
just like, I don't want him because you're interfering with my horror. I don't want
Good call.
Godzilla on there.
Good call.
I was very close-minded, and as I got older and I became a little bit more educated, thanks A24, I started getting like really receptive to Godzilla, and here I am flying that Gojira flag.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not complaining. You know, is he horror? Well, he's a monster.
Dude, that is the original, like one of the original monster movies.
And I've said that. That's why we have a whole booth full of nothing but kaiju stuff, Godzilla stuff here at the store, because he's a giant freaking monster.
Yes.
70 feet tall. I don't know. I'm just making up stats here, but he's
Also
very
a fact.
tall. You know, I'll give him 7 stories. Probably 7 stories tall.
Again, this is all accurate.
Yeah. True, by the way.
True.
Yeah, this guy actually lives in the ocean, and every 20 years no, I don't know.
but this is showing my growth in horror and my journey. So Godzilla, welcome.
It is, yes.
Welcome to the list, buddy.
20-year-old Justin wouldn't have liked it.
No.
You're
a -1 in the theater. You're a +1 in my column.
I see 20-year-old Justin as like you were just ready to step into an urban legend movie or Final Destination movie. You're part of that little 6-person good-looking crowd.
Yes. But I was, if you know, like on the covers, there's
Scream.
yeah. But the cool thing, remember, like all those covers, all 6 would be on there, but there'd be the people at the forefront, the middle, and in the rear.
In the rear.
I would be like the 6th person. In the
back. Yeah. You're that guy. I mean, you're the.
Oh, I can't wait.
But you know what I'm saying, in the floating head thing, right?
Yeah.
You're the dude that's in the back. Okay. Yeah. And you have that look, that little. Hold on. Let me see here. We get this look.
I'm just giving like my blue
that
steel.
Angry look, like something suspicious. You know what I'm saying? You have that's you, dude. I can see that. But like, you're like 7 back. Man.
Sure, but honestly, that's funny. But I'd be more like the photographer's about to take this shot, and everybody's looking, but I'm like,
you look the wrong way.
I'm looking the wrong way.
Looking the wrong way.
So that would be more like that. But yeah, so Godzilla, welcome.
I love it.
How about you?
What number was that? Okay,
Number 4.
4. Shit. Okay, sorry. We get long-winded. We're excited. This is our really first podcast here. With cameras. Okay. Number 4, I already told you my number 1 thing. I got to go Tall Man, right? Okay. Tall Man, as a horror icon, he scared the shit out of me as a kid, right? That first scene in Phantasm, for those who hopefully have seen it, when he lifts up that coffin by himself, and you get to see the true strength, and you're like, this ain't natural, right?
Right.
And then the way he walks with his fucking arms flailing, his arms got to be 7 feet long. They're just like boom.
They're almost at his knees.
And he just like walks, and he has that fucking receding hairline, but long hair to his shoulder, and just skinny, and just the scene in the very first one where he's like around the ice cream, he's like.
He's taking it in.
And I'm like, are you smelling flesh? Are you smelling the ice cream? What are you smelling? Where did that smoke come from, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's so cool. But that guy is just, mean as hell, and all business. And there's thousands of them, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
There is.
I love me some Tall Man. I have a bust of Tall Man, obviously, here at the shop. You want to see it. Really done really well.
Yeah.
By John Fuller. Really cool. Some people think it's Joe Biden.
Yes.
Which is weird. We actually gotten that a few times. Oh, you got a Joe Biden statue. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Did his pin fall off? No.
So,
no.
So for sure, Tall Man, not only was he in my list now, he was in my list in the 80s.
Right on.
Yeah.
So consistent. Number 3.
No, you're number 4. Was that your number 4?
4 was Godzilla.
I forgot. Okay,
no, it's all right.
You went first.
You're on a lot of caffeine right now.
Oh, man.
And vitamins.
Man, I'm on the Buzz Goat.
Nice.
A little product placement.
No free shout-outs.
No free shout-outs. No, right, sorry.
No.
This is regular coffee from
Folgers.
You know what? This is Bones coffee.
Oh,
come get you some at the Terra Trader. $19.99 a bag. Hey, we got everything you want.
4 cups.
Yep. So number 3.
To earlier in the franchise column, we got to go with Valak. I'm bringing her back here. Valak.
Oh, I like it.
I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. First of all, her visual.
Yep.
Like, I know when she's in the movie, it's not often, but it's effective.
Yeah.
And she just commands your attention every time you see her. She doesn't need to do much or say much. Bonnie Aarons has the best gig in horror right now. She shows up, she just points, she opens her mouth, like hisses at you, and she gets paid.
I love it.
And goes home. Respect Bonnie Aarons.
Yeah.
But for me, Valak, just everything about her.
I like it because,
another John Fuller thing you have here.
Yes, we actually have another nun bust at the store. But, I love it because, her nose in real life is she has a distinct feature.
She does.
You know what I'm saying? And so do I. But
she maximizes
But
those.
she is taking that big honker and made a honker of a budget or a bank account out of it, man. I love it. And I think if you had a super normal look person as Valak, ain't gonna work. They'd have to. They would probably prosthetic that nose, do some crazy stuff to it. She is all natural.
She is.
She goes in there. She goes, throw some white makeup on my face. Let's roll. Fucking roll camera. So, and then just dominates, man. So Valak is great. Bonnie Aarons is rad, man. Love to talk to her one day. I don't know. Maybe we can get her out here. I don't know.
I hope. And hey, John, like I said, that's we got a bust of her out there too. How about some free shit?
How about some free shit?
Let's go, John.
That'll never happen, man. So,
what do you got? Number 3.
My number 3 is I'm drawing blood on this one, man, and I'm taking from one of your favorites, but Radu, right, from Subspecies. And the reason is because he's legit. When it gets to vampires, man, I'm not a sparkly vampire guy.
No.
I think I've established that. I'm a little rough around the edges. I can admit that, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Just growing up in the Marine Corps, maybe a little rough. And I like traditional vampires. Don't give me one that just looks prettier than me, right?
Sure.
And that's the thing about Radu is he's got the long fingers. He's got the 5 head and the deep brow and just looks like a creature of the night, right? And that's what I fucking love, dude. The way he talks and it's just I don't know, man. It's classic vampire for me, and I'm diving down this vampire rabbit hole more and more. I don't know why I'm digging it even more, but he is great, man. He is, and that's why I'm surprised Subspecies is not in my top 5 as well, but.
Right.
It's in my top 10 for sure.
He made your way onto this list though, so it's important.
Yeah, Radu is he's a great villain, man. He is just evil, and it's so good. And I hope people out there have seen the Subspecies series. It's fucking rad.
And if not, it's fine. You're late to the party, but it's better to be here than not at all. So
it ain't going nowhere. So yeah, but I like me some Radu, so I'm gonna throw that. Shout out to the OG vampires out there, the ones that stick to the lore, right? They gotta travel in shadows and don't give me any sunlight on me. I'm pale. The typical goth shit, man. I love it, dude. So,
even the way he's suited up, but
yes.
Yeah.
Number 2.
I'm gonna keep it classic again.
Okay.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
Ooh,
and it's still one of my favorite just images to look at is seeing her in that feral fucking scream that she has on
the
screen.
prettiest monster ever.
The prettiest monster ever.
You know.
Sorry, Godzilla. Yeah, but
Godzilla gets bumped.
Yeah,
yes,
but Bride of Frankenstein. I mean, first of all, it is really helping a lot of people get into horror to the present day. I mean, everybody.
Yes.
I see so many 10-year-olds in like a Bride of Frankenstein shirt,
Totally.
or they have a purse.
Yeah,
it's a great gateway for people. She's iconic. That's literally, when I think of the word iconic.
Yeah.
Like I think of the Bride of Frankenstein.
And batshit crazy, and mean, and everything my ex-wives were, and everything. So,
damn.
Anyway,
they get you.
Yeah, they get me. So, but she's awesome. You're right. And once again, if you're 6 years old or you're 60, you know the bride, right? You know that look, you know that hair, and sitting on Frankenstein's monster's arm and all that stuff. So super cool, man.
And really quick before we kick it off with your number 2.
Yeah.
Bride and the monster, they didn't fucking love each other. Can we stop making merchandise with them ready to make out?
Yes.
I'm kind of tired of that.
Yes, you're right. She didn't like him.
She didn't like him.
She wanted nothing to do with that dude.
No.
Bro.
They never
clumsy.
kissed.
Yeah, I mean, he probably smells a little bit. I don't,
sure.
you know what I'm saying?
The
just
damn
grunts,
Right.
I don't blame her. I mean,
all these rockabilly, psychobilly,
Yeah, people have romanticized this
Yes.
a little bit over the top. They've taken some liberties with my man Frankie and the bride,
Yes.
But no, great,
Okay.
super great. It should be. I was hoping you would have a Universal monster in your top 5.
Right
I
on.
really, really was, because that's something that's important to me.
Well, give me number 2.
Okay. I don't know how important to me it is.
I'm glad that it's important.
That sounds like, I guess I'm a shop owner. I'm supposed to say shit like that. Anyway, number 2, the most underrated slasher of all time.
Okay.
Okay, and it's Harry Warden.
Oh fuck.
My Bloody Valentine.
Let's tag team this one too. He's my number 1.
So
let's just do this again.
Okay, great. This is awesome because he gets overlooked. Harry Warden gets way overlooked. Now, maybe because there's only 2 movies, original and a remake. Which, by the way, they both are winners.
It doesn't matter which one we're talking about.
It does not.
They're 10s.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember the guy who, maybe Jake Gyllenhaal, or whoever played him in okay, maybe it wasn't him.
Gyllenhaal.
How do you know who that is?
The pretty boy from Supernatural.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, he played him in the remake and knocked it out of the park. I thought that was good. And that was cool 3D.
Spoiler alert.
You get, what's his name? Get the jaw ripped out.
Tom Atkins.
Horror
dad.
Yeah, the horror daddy.
Yes.
That sounded bad for my. But you know what I'm saying. And like I said, he's very ominous, right? You're also dealing in caves, and he kills you with axe picks but he's very violent and he's very fast.
Yes.
And that's what I like. I think the days of the slow killer for me are over. I've grown out of that. I don't know, where you can just you can run 100 miles an hour and I'll just walk and I beat you there.
Sure.
Doesn't have it. Harry's he's gonna out cardio you and then fuck you up.
He's athletic. And
Yes.
also, miners, pretty sure if you do your homework, they didn't have the easiest job in the world.
Miners, you got to think, you had black lung,
Yeah,
low pay, and you had to work in something that's probably 5 feet tall, so you're bent over all the time, and it'll probably collapse and die, or you'll die like carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, there's
Not
no
a good life.
There's
man.
no winning here.
Yeah, and also for East Coasters, we grew up in this. Where you're at, there's always caves, there's mines, and I'm from the West Virginia area. We have plenty of those and all that stuff. But the look of any My Bloody Valentine has that East Coast feel. They do it in February, so there's no leaves on the trees.
Sure.
And, and it looks just cold and all that stuff. So it's shot in Canada, but same thing.
For sure, we could do a whole 60-minute show on Harry Warden and My Bloody Valentine because, like you said, man, both of these movies. I don't care if we're talking the original or the remake. Like they're both 10s. How many horror films can you say the remake is just as good?
Not very.
As the original.
And when I do say that, about the 2009 Friday the 13th, people yell at me and say, but that wasn't really a remake, by the way. That was a mashup of Jason already had his mask.
Yeah.
He was an established man at
Agreed.
that time, and and all that stuff. So I wouldn't say that was more of a reboot.
Sure.
The remake of My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Right.
All day, baby.
Chef's kiss.
I've probably seen that movie over 20 times.
It's incredible.
And I'm not tired of it.
Even the TCM one, good, well done with that too. The Jessica Biel one, fantastic.
2003. Okay, there's another one I would say that was a sweet reboot-ish, make whatever. I don't know what that word is.
But that's Harry is your number 2.
Yes.
Harry's my number one.
Yes.
So take us back to your number one.
Look, this year, well, our past year, 2023, I started getting educated, right? I started not reading books, but listening to books.
Yours is also Godzilla?
Yes, it's Godzilla -2. No,
Right.
but I started diving down and trying to read and listen to old school horror, right? And get it more educated,
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the Dracula story. Right,
Oh.
I love me some Bram Stoker Dracula, and I got to have a Universal monster in my top 5. And I tell you the truth, man, this guy's old school.
Yeah.
He's legit. He is Dracula. I don't care what country you're from. If you never even watched a horror movie, you show a picture of Bella,
Yeah.
you're gonna know who that guy is.
Absolutely.
You're gonna say that's a vampire. You're gonna say that's probably more 99% of the time you're gonna say that's Dracula. So very positive, and what he's done in the culture for horror, right? I mean, you're a kid. Everybody dressed up as a vampire at one point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a Dracula costume, whether it was an old 80s Topstone mask or a Ben Cooper, one of those hard shell vacuum forms, you know what I'm saying? Or you did your own makeup as a vampire.
Sure.
The amount of influence Dracula has had on the horror genre is second to none.
And to your point, he also brought together like a completely different world into the horror realm of the goth community.
Yeah.
Because I know like that community as well, they kind of look at Count Dracula as kind of like
Absolutely
the father of that because he's got the look.
You go to our David Calabrese's booth
Yeah.
or room here at the Near Dark Shop, and it's all Dracula. You know, so yeah, it's all vampire, and it's a cool lore. It's a cool. I just love everything about it, man.
Yeah.
And not ever reading the book. I mean, once again, I say reading. I'm just being dead honest, man. I listened to the damn thing, right? But I guess it's the same thing, right?
It is.
I digested it. It was 15 hours, bro.
Wow.
That's a lot of listening, man. And I was listening half an hour to work, half an hour to back to work, right? So.
Yeah.
And I was just as fast as I can listen to this thing. So good. If you guys ever looking for like something long form to like an audio book, Dracula is the shit. Go for it. It's you can't wait to hear what's happening next. And it's written in a really cool form where it's all diary entries.
Right.
Okay, so it's not like anybody's really telling a story. It's like your account and then my account.
Okay,
and
that's cool.
So, and the way they put it together is really good. But yeah, I like it. Now, there's been some bad Dracula movies, but there's been some amazing, really good ones as well. So if you actually watch the original, I don't know. Oh shit, I think 1931.
31.
I think it is. It's not that good of a movie. It's kind of sucks because there's no audio background tracks and all that stuff, right? But it's very iconic. The performance of Bella was fucking, as you would say, chef kiss or whatever.
Yeah.
Kiss an ass. I don't know what it is. It's super good. So, yeah, I dig it. And so Dracula is my number one as of now, as my Neo, man. You
Right.
know?
And like you said, tomorrow will be different.
Could be, yes.
But put a bow on it for today.
Yes.
'Cause that's the list.
Absolutely. So I got a question for you.
Okay.
We talking about what's hot now for us, right?
Yeah.
What is when you were 15?
Okay.
We don't need a top 5. What was number 1 in both your categories?
Oh, it was Halloween and it was Michael Myers.
Was it?
Yeah, I didn't care
so
about
you did
anything else.
both? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't even care about anything else, man. Like,
Yeah.
and my friends, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, I treated it like, like how the Star Wars and Star Trek people kind of had that war. Like, you could only like one, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of, even though it wasn't like that,
Sure.
I made it like that.
Okay.
Like, Michael's my guy. Halloween's my franchise.
Yeah.
Don't care about Jason,
Yep.
Freddy. I just want to watch me some Halloween. I don't care if it's every night. Michael Myers. Just obsessed.
I'm not hating it.
So, yeah, that was-
because the GOAT, arguably the GOAT. If you look at any list right now, Halloween and Michael Myers are probably always at the top,
Yeah.
right? Or top 2. There's no doubt top 2.
There's somewhere up there, though.
Yeah. So, and it's good. It's, you know what? I think that, and it's current, right? Unlike a lot of franchises, like I'll just call it out. The Friday the 13th franchise, it hasn't anything since 2009.
Sure.
Because they want to fucking legal battle this shit, and which is to me, it pisses me off because
Right.
think of the fans, dude.
Yeah.
Think of us who grew up with Friday the 13th.
Sure.
Our whole lives, and now you cut us off.
Right.
Dude, we're
We're fiending.
over a decade removed from any Friday the 13th movie, right? now, are they going to fix this? I don't know. But so
I kind of wish
Friday 13th dropped off my book, man. I'm
Right.
telling you, it's dropped off. Not my favorite franchise. Obviously, I told you it's in there, but I'll tell you right now, my favorite franchise back in the day was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just because of the connection I had. But Jason was my number one, man.
Yeah.
I was Jason so many times for Halloween. I loved every movie, and but now he's not because you guys have taken that away from us. And I say you guys, I don't know who you guys are.
Sure.
But if you were, even Nightmare on Elm Street, right? When's the last time we had Nightmare on Elm Street? It was a reboot, and which not a lot of people liked it. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
But people yell at me when I say that. I didn't grow up with that. Okay, whatever.
But like you talked about this plenty of times. Respect to that dude who played him because he didn't have the easiest job in the world.
Yeah,
You're
Jackie
Freddie fucking Krueger.
Haley. He was. I mean, you just went to the fire, buddy.
Yeah. You're replacing Robert England.
Fuck, dude.
Go get him.
Yeah. So, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre was my franchise back in the day, and then of course Jason was my man. But he got replaced by the Dracula. Sorry.
Yeah. We just walked you guys on our journey. And
that is. I mean, I feel like I just had a therapy session.
Yeah,
man.
and I hope in the comments section below, if this is YouTube, we hear about your journey.
So I'm glad you said that. I'd love to know that. I'd love to know what your guys' top 5, or just give me your top ones and ones, right?
Yeah.
Pop those in the comments below, or if you have a top 5 of both, and what you're in today. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious about that because, we didn't cover Scream. We didn't cover Terrifier. Whatever else out there, what else? Other franchises that out there that we kind of just met. We didn't even cover Halloween.
Romero's
call.
You know what I mean?
So who knows, man? I'd like to know your guys's, because this is how we take the temperature of our customer base, our friend base as well. I
Sure.
know you guys. You come in talking horror. Let's talk. And but so curious to see what you guys think and what yours are. So, okay, hey, before we get out of here, I put up yesterday some questions, and I got a few. Actually, I got a shitload. So thank you guys. We are going to do a full-on questions asked episode here. Probably maybe next or one after that or whatever.
Okay.
But I had to get this Neo shit off my chest, right?
Sure.
So
Cleanse.
But so I just grabbed a random like 4 or 5 out and some good questions, and I'll throw them out there. So
All right.
First off, Alex, we know Alex, good friend of ours.
Yeah.
He's asked us, like, what is your dream guest for cons? Now now we're in the con business a little bit. We've ran 2 bigger ones.
Sure.
I would say major, because I'm not a major, but filling 30,000 square feet is pretty fucking major for me,
rad,
dude.
dude.
We were going from a 12,000 square foot sales from the dark side and tripling that, really. So it's a big con for us. So I'm gonna say major con, whether you like it or not.
Right.
I know major cons are like 100,000 square foot stuff, but anyway.
When money starts getting spent, it's a major fucking con.
Yeah. Okay. The money we're spending, you ain't lying, man. But they've been rad. They've had 2 really fun ones, Gathering the Ghouls, and of course, Christmas to Dismember. I'm wearing a T-shirt here.
Right.
Probably can't see it. Where the camera's on, Justin.
Yeah. Sorry. Fuck.
We have an auto director. It's a pretty cool thing. But anyway, so a dream. Oh, there you go. Hey, there you go. Yeah. As soon as I get the camera up, it goes away. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You could have got it. If you went to Christmas to Dismember, you could have got this. Rad, sure. If now you got to wait till next year. Dream guest for a con. Let's just do one.
Okay.
Boy, that's a toughie. You know what? Can I tell you what I don't like?
Yeah.
Real quick, and I'm going to shit on other cons, and I apologize. The trend of rock stars.
Yeah. No thanks.
I don't think because like I've seen like some cons have a like bands like Poison or like, I don't know, White Snake, and I'm like, and we were at another con. They had the guitars for Anthrax there. And then there's Mad Monsters this year is bringing out Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know if that's what I'm digging this, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel, and I know, okay, you go Ozzy, he's kind of horror, he bit a head off the bat.
Sure.
Is that true? I don't know, I don't know if that's something I'm into, man. I think when you go horror con, that's a horror con, man. When you just go straight horror actors, give me Tony Todd, give me these other ones, and I know they're there too, but I don't know, $666 to get Odyssey's autograph.
No thanks.
That he's just going to drool on you. It's something about that's not resonating well with me. And
Doesn't make me feel good.
That's just me. That's
I'm
my
with you.
personal opinion. It could be wrong on this, man. And I think a lot of people are pretty excited to see him.
Yeah.
But when you're bringing all these bands in, I just don't feel. I mean, maybe the Misfits. I mean, that's horror punk or or whatever.
It makes
Okay,
sense,
sorry,
though.
I'm on a rant. I'm gonna shut the fuck up about that because I'm gonna get myself in trouble, right? I know I'm supposed to play nice, and I will play nice. I just wouldn't do that. When you're coming to our con, you're getting horror icons.
Sure.
No doubt. Not a lot of them because we're small, but you're gonna get them, right? So we got some cool ones coming up this next year.
For sure.
I don't want to spill a bit. But,
what you got?
Dream guest, honestly, dude, I'd love to see Reggie Bannister.
Reggie Bannister's a good one. I kind of had a feeling you were going to go there.
Just because, here's the thing. I know it's not like, he's not impossible to get, right? I know we can get it, but I just think that's, I don't know. That's where we go. So, all right, Reggie, who's yours?
I'm going to go with Catherine Corkin. Miss you, baby.
Who?
Catherine Corkin. We're just going to go with the Terrifier girl.
Okay.
Everybody knows her from Dawn getting cut upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay.
Maybe Patty Mullins, Frankenhooker.
Oh, ooh, I like that too. All right. Next question coming up is, should there be a Chud remake, and who should direct it? This is Vike Lolo, I think. If I say your name wrong, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Should I give you the answer to this?
Yeah.
It's us. I mean, yeah, us. Like, literally, why?
So, yes, a Chud remake needs to happen.
We would fucking honor it, number one.
And give us some budget and some talent.
Kickstarter, let's go.
Yes,
Indiegogo, whatever this is.
I'd love a Chud remake. I would love a Chud remake. That's a great one.
There's no other answer.
Slam dunk.
There's no other
answer.
answer.
Let's go. Jordan Peele's remake of People on the Stairs.
Absolutely fucking not. In the words of Jason Swar, absolutely fucking
This
not.
is from Stay Wild with Kyle, by the way, our photographer that goes to all his con.
Incredible photographer.
You don't want to do it, huh?
I love this movie. Wes Craven.
It is a Wes Craven.
Sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street fans. This is my favorite Wes Craven movie.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Sure.
But that's why I don't want this shit redone by, Jordan Peele fans, too. You.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go opposite. I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this because nothing Jordan's done has really been in my top 20 yet. I know he's good. I know he has some good stuff, but I would say that maybe this may be right up his alley, man. Maybe this is something because People on the Stairs is a great movie.
Phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah, let's do it.
You're going for it?
Give me it. Give me People on the Stairs with Jordan Peele because I really want to like something. I want one of his films to be in my top 10.
Right.
And maybe this is it. I don't know, man.
Well, I'm going to use another one of his titles. Nope.
Oh,
let's go.
All right, look, I got to get off here. I told we keep this under an hour.
Yeah.
And God, I can talk a lot. Sorry about this, man. So
It's easy.
Yeah. So our first episode on here, guys. And if I missed your guys' questions, I know I had like 5 more. Actually, over that. I mean, thank you first off, but we'll do all this questions asked on the next show and all that stuff. So you want to take out some socials, my friend?
Yeah, this studio is clean. At Terror Trader on Instagram, Facebook, all the wonderful social media tools. You can find us there. At JDK, I had to think of my name. At JDK, I'm getting old. That's that thing again.
There you go.
We'll finish where we started.
What day? Where am I?
Jesus Christ. At JDK Horror, you know the deal. Send me the cat stuff.
Send us some cat nudes, and we all want to see the new cat. No, wait, that sounds bad.
Well, that's a Sphinx. There are new cats. There's Sphinx.
Yeah,
send me those too.
I was thinking something else. Anyway, okay, don't send your new cat to Justin. Just send your fully clothed cat. With fur. I don't know. This goes nowhere. All right, guys.
Let's go to work.
We'll see you next time on what movie is it? Oh, this is Creepcast. Love you guys. Later.